Hi, it's 2 p.m. on the 7th of April. It's Good Friday, and this video is just to show you an update on the library. And this is a Renno DVD, a Renno video. So I'll just see if I can get some visuals, the good old floodlights. So I just want to turn this around. So you can see here, I'll turn the floodlights off. That might actually show it a bit better. So you can see here, So you can see here that I've been sanding. So I had the second coat of the blue, and then I changed it to the green last night. So one coat of that. So there's 3 coats of paint on there, but it just wasn't looking good. It just was, I'll show you what it was looking like. So I've sanded that back, and I'll talk to you about the grit in a minute. So that's like 3 coats of paint and silicone coming off, but that's getting flatter now. And then I made a nice shape on the front. All right, now this is why I did it. So you can see here in this corner, you can see where I had to fix it, like really build it up. So this whole section in here got built up by about, from the wall to my finger had to be built up, and in there had to be built up. There was a big gap in there. That's all been built up, okay? So with silicone, but the actual, I'll show you the mastic stuff that I was using. So basically I've made a really nice shape because there was a line you could see through the paint before there. It just looked awful. So this is actually what it was looking like. So I don't know if you can see the bumps. Can you see the bumps? And over here, this is what it was looking like. See all the lumps and the bumps? See all of those? All right. Now, technically, I could have just left it that. Technically, excuse all the sawdust on my face. Technically, I could just leave that, that bit looking like, that's what it all looked like. In every corner, there was lines, and basically, it looks okay. You know, it's okay. It's good enough. But that, once I did the second and third coat of the green, and I put all the stuff back in, got the room all set up, I would always look at that, and it would always annoy me. But you have to remember that those bits in the corner. Now, one of the reasons why it is messy like that is because I'm not a professional siliconer or plaster or but I'll explain to you in a minute why the job was so messy. But when I sand it back, all right, now that's smooth. When I touch that with my hand, I can feel that's smooth. So is this. So is that. So when I do the next coat of painting on this, it's gonna look bloody fantastic. And I've decided to shape the front, make it circular, make it joint. That's a square. And I've decided to circularize it. Right. So let's discuss 2 things. 1, this is the gap filler that I've been using. And I really thought that I'd be able to sand it off because it says it's sandable. It actually says on the back, it's sandable, like in all of the, the descriptions that it gives. So I literally thought it was sandable. And when I was trying to sand it before I did the painting, I just couldn't get it nice and flat. Like, so this is really nice and flat now. This is really, really nice, and that feels nice on my hand as I do that. But you can see that I had to sand back a lot to get it flat again. It just wasn't. It had ridges in it. It was just awful. It really did look quite awful. Like, you could see that there was bubbly silicone underneath, and I don't know. Someone else might not have noticed it, but sorry about my dirty face. Now I want to discuss something with you. This, I was using 120 grit because I thought that's what I should be using. Okay, but in fact, I did not realise how dirty I was. In fact, the grit that is actually doing, that 120 grit was getting some of it off, but not enough. So what I've come to realise, I thought that Mastix was the wrong product, okay? So that paint, 40 grit. So this here, this gap filler, I was thinking that this gap filler was the problem, and even though it said it's sandable, that it actually wasn't. But the truth of the matter is, sorry, juggling. See this? See this groovy little sander that I've got? The sandpaper that's working is this. It's 40. So 40 grit, peoples. 40 grit on that Mastix is what actually sands it back. And the new product I've got, I thought it was the same one, but I realised it's a different one. I bought this $5 one yesterday. So I thought I'd gotten the same product, but I realised I haven't. So I'm going to let you know if that's how well I can sand this one. So doing the job properly. So I literally could have just left it. I could have kept painting it, put the furniture back in. Oh, I could have put the furniture back in and blah, blah. And then, because last night, this is what happened, right? I realised that the bright blue was not the right colour. And it was a really nice colour. I took photos of it. Like, it actually looked good to a degree. I'll show you the colour. It's this colour here. And I've changed it to this teal. So this was the paint that I was using, right? Because I bought it as a mist tint for $10 about 2 years ago. Self-priming for windows, blah, blah, blah. And I had the whole window this colour, and that blue against this green actually looked really nice. But it was too strong. And so then I put this teal on. And so last night, looking really good, I went, woohoo! So I just needed 2 or 3 coats more of this, and the window frames would have been done. But last night I was thinking, yeah, those bumps and lumps and lines, they're going to always annoy me. But I guess I can always shut the curtains. And then today, here, I'll show you. I'll show you what the bumps and lumps look like. See, in the gaps, it's like that. All right? So I deliberately left this one undone so I can show you that, you know, that's sort of good enough. And really, you could sort of forget it. Like there's a lump there. You can see the lumps in there. And I'll show you this one again. So you can sort of see that's a silicone lump there. You can sort of see that's okay. But I would have always looked at it. And then now we're sanding it back with the 40 grit because the 120 grit wasn't doing anything. Sanding it back with the 40 grit, I've taken it back. So you can see where I filled up the cracks with silicone. And now I've taken it back to the wood with the silicone in the bits. So that's just going to, when I paint that, that's literally going to be, when I paint that, that is going to be so smooth and so nice. And I will show you footage of the difference of that compared to this, all right? So I made the call because that gap filler has been a problem for me for a really long time. I've been having a really hard time with the gap filler. I had to use it to fix up all the windows. I'd use it to stabilise all the window frames. And it's been a really hard process. So I've had to do the corners. I've had to build up all of this and trying to make it nice and flat. I thought there was something wrong with the product, but then I realised just today, everyone, the product seems to be fine. I was just using the wrong grit of sandpaper. So with this Mastix, 40 grit, that's the point of this video. Plus, the point of this video is to show you, do the job right. Because you can see in the corners here, I've sanded this back more, you know, and you can see there's a little bit of marks there, but I'm not going to stress because I've had to build up this whole corner. See, this corner here was basically not there. That was all eroded. I'll show you what it looks like from underneath. It was just eroded, like the wood was deteriorated. You can see over here, all right? You can see here, I ended it back again today. because that was all like silicone bumping, because I had to build up that whole corner. Like, there was a big crack in here, you know what I mean? But I took it back with the 40 grit, so that's going to look so good. Hey, I was like, look, I'll tolerate it. It's going to be all right. At least I fixed up the windows type thing, right? But no, I came back from church this morning. Good morning, Good Friday church. And I'm going to the Catholic, that's a 2.5 hours. It's called the Rites of Passage. Anyway, it's the Stations on the Cross. It's going to 2.5 hours. So I'm doing that at 3 o'clock. So after this video, I'm just going to have a shower and get dressed, and I think I'll make myself look nice for the church. So I'll stop now, I realise, because I've got an hour to get... No, maybe I'll go for another 20 minutes, 15 minutes. But the point of the story is, everyone, if you do a job well... See, you can see also with my plastering... I've painted this wall and then I've gone over the plaster again, because you can see where the white bits, the strong white bits there, like that. You can see that in the paint. You can actually, when you look closely at the paint job, you can see these marks, you know. But if you go over it in plaster, what I've come to realise, you go over it again with plaster, even after you've painted it, and then you sand it back lightly. This, this is actually fixes up. You know where you got the little marks, that little circle? Like these holes, they show up. They actually do show up after you've done the paintwork. And for those of us who are very detail orientated, we can see it and do a job proper. It's going to be amazing at the end. Amazing. You're going to feel so proud of yourself, everyone. Okay? And yeah, it's the same with this kitchen. You know how I showed, and I've got to sand that back. I did some more. I just want to talk about this. This is my beautiful birthday present from my husband, a second battery. He was encouraged to do so by my beautiful friend Brad. And I just want to say thank you, Brad, and thank you, Anthony, because I keep alternating the batteries, and I'm not running that. This one's charged now. I put it on, it was empty, but the other one was charged, and I was able to keep going with the work. It's fantastic having 2 batteries. I'm really grateful. So I touched this up. Again, I put more on there, more on this bit here, because I've screwed a chopping board onto, because this is the kitchen went across like this, and it went across like that, and then across like this. You can see the mark just there. That was the corner of the kitchen cabinet, and it went across like that, and it joined up. Okay. So this was an L shape. This was actually an L-shaped kitchen that went to there. And we took the cupboards out. And this is just temporary for the next 2 or 3 years until I've saved up money to do another kitchen. So then what I did was I got a chopping board and screwed it on there, and then cut the end bit off, painted it. It's going to look like part of the kitchen. And what else do I want to share about this kitchenette? Another thing I want to share is that's where the door used to be. That was the door that went outside. And as you can see, that's now a wall. So that was the kitchen. The kitchen cupboard went across there, and then that was the way to get out, and there was a wall across here. So that was a wall, the door to go outside, the kitchen, and then there was a door, sliding glass door that came through here. You can see the gap. See that? See the dirty part? That was the door, and the clean part of the jarrah where the 2 walls were. So that actually was the doorway, and there was 2 walls, and the kitchen was a separate room, and then there was the little L-shaped cupboard, and you had to go through there and through there to get outside. But now this is the way to get outside. So that was a wall and a window, and there was a wall across there. So that was all just a corner of a room. But now it's the walkway. It's bloody awesome. It's like really good feng shui. And just for those of you who haven't, just starting, sorry about all that. That was like, I had to clean the floor up and stuff. And my bloody dog, my male dog, keeps pissing on the walls. That's actually just water, but I clean the floor and then I clean the wall with the mop, and so that's not piss or anything. That's just dirty, but it's disinfected. But anyways, that's just leftover product from when I clean, because I clean the whole thing, but some of it's come up for some reason from the cement. But anyways, back to this. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bathroom was just a veranda. Just a veranda. And in there was a wall, a post, and a door, and a wall, and that there was a corner shower. So yeah, it's pretty exciting, everyone. Like, really, really exciting. But doing the job properly. Trust me. Like, even today, I added more plaster to this area here because I could see there was a little bit of a gap, and so in there I could see a little bit of a gap, and up here there was a little bit of a gap. So I thought, I'll just do that properly, because that's going to be painted and or wallpapered. Not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to wallpaper it. And yeah, and if you really also want to know what else I'm doing, there was cracks. All this wall was cracked. Up there was cracked. So I've come to notice that all the walls, I'll show you what they're like. They're like this. That's what they used to be like. I haven't done over here yet. But what I did was I chiseled it away. Like, there was cracks everywhere across here. I put blushing tape in. I dug it to the, then, put blushing tape in, put plaster in. I've done 2 or 3 coats of plaster on there. There was heaps of cracks up there, up the top there. So I've replastered all up the top there. I've been replastering all of this. Also here, this was all out. Everything was out, and there was big gaps around the wall and the skirting. And I've been building up the plaster, about 3 or 4 coats of plaster on there at the moment, and getting it stronger. So that's getting ready. And soon, this room is also going to be wallpapered. It's going to look amazing. This is the front door. This is the foyer. And it will look good. And this is a door that's been taken back to the original Jarrah. And that's got to be Estapoled. This front door here, took the paint back, but then realised it was an old, that's the old barrel there, and that's got a plug in it, so I don't know now. But I think this door here is worthwhile still making Jarrah, and just we can always, there's a product, I'm sure, once I take that, this is just left over the original primer paint, which is really hard to get off. It's old school 1970s primer paint, and something about it's really sort of, I think it's got lead in it, I found out, so I've got to be mindful when I'm sanding that. But yeah, you can see all the colours that it used to be, all the paint that used to be, all the different yellows, like yellow, baby yellow, whatever you want to call it, pastel yellow, I think it's called ducktail blue or something. And anyways, everyone, playing this video, just showing you an update on the Rennos, showing you like this job in here has been going on for so long. I've been working on these windows for so long. And then every time I sand them back and they don't look fantastic again, I'm like, but then this is the last one, peoples. And I can tell you why. The answer is, you can still see a bit of mastics that's got to come off. But I can tell you right now, the answer was 40 grit. Learning, passing that information on to you. Okay. I was going to do that, and then at the same time say, yep. Keep well, 369 Throw Tribe, and with your Renno work, trust me, please. Even if it takes longer, if you do a really good job, you're going to feel so much happier with yourself. If you take heaps of shortcuts, you're going to get it done quicker, and then you're going to go, for like however many years, 20, 30, 40, 50, you're going, But if you do it proper the first time, It might take longer, but then you have years and years and years and years and years of enjoying your good quality work and feeling super proud of your diligence. Keep well. It's called integrity, I guess. Okay, keep well. Lots of love. Bye.